Alright, so I wasn't going to play anytime in the near future, except I have to talk about Liquicity, and I feel like talking to a camera is the perfect context to do so, and this is the only time I really talk to a camera, so playing the game just for that. So, let me try to get rolling here, as I've gotten the Chola. It's a nice level 6 car, except it, yeah, can't exactly break anything. He's AFK? Alright, you know what I said last time I raced at AFK? I said I wouldn't do it next time. Let's stay true to that. Give my opponents a chance. Anyway, I flew to Europe just for one weekend to go to Liquicity. I live in the US, so yeah. Literally had a flight where I was, like, my plan was to try to sleep on the flight. Yeah, I didn't get much. Ooh! Get that. I did not really get any sleep, actually. So it was a little bit rough, but you know, it's a necessary sacrifice. So the reason I was even going Liquicity to begin with is because the lineup was freaking massive. I mean, metric Fred V graphics, as you'd expect, but then London Electricity, Hiraeth, Makoto, you know, a lot of guys you wouldn't always get to see, they're going too. Camo and Crooks, like, the lineup was freaking insane, so I'm like, alright. I've never been to a drum and bass festival before. There's the big three, everyone says you gotta go to one of them. Liquicity, Rampage, or Let It Roll. And this is my perfect chance. I'm gonna go to Liquicity this time. So I went. And I was not at all disappointed by the performances. There was some sick DJing. Obviously, love a lot of those tracks that they were playing. You can hear some of them right now. We'll get to that though. But right away, as soon as I got there, like, I get to my tent, the people in the tent next to me are super loud, which, fair play to you, it's a festival, it's like 10 a.m., why not be loud? Actually, it was like noon at that point, so yeah, of course you should be loud. That's normal. Except I was tired and wanted to sleep. So it was a little bit annoying to myself in context. Obviously didn't say anything. I have no right to be angry about them talking to each other, but very annoying. That kind of was a theme for the rest of the festival. I felt like I was like next to the loudest tent in the entire festival, pretty much. But, you know, what are you gonna do? Ugh. Nice. Well, my level 1. Alright, so anyway, we haven't gotten to the main story of this festival yet, which is the fact that freaking everyone was smoking all the time. Now, I'm not only a non-smoker, I don't want to breathe anyone's smoke anywhere. So, for me, that was a major disappointment. And, I mean, anyone on Earth could have told me that was going to happen. The main reason I didn't expect it was because the only, like, music festival-ish things I'd ever gone to were in Korea. I had been to Waterbomb Yosu, Summer Festival Y, which it wasn't really a festival, it was just a special show champion episode where they had, like, 15 different K-pop groups each perform, most of them only one song. And then, what was the other one? There was Incheon INK, which is very similar to that, just everyone performing mostly one song each. And then a show champion, or sorry, a SBS, the show episode, which is filmed indoors, obviously. So there's nobody smoking at any of those, which I think is just a common thing in K-pop. Nobody smokes at any kind of K-pop event, but in drum and bass festivals, apparently everyone smokes. So I pretty much spent this entire freaking festival just looking for clean air. And I did kind of succeed on the second and third day, but the first day I pretty much, the only clean air I found at all was inside, well, I was pretty much in the Galaxy tent the entire day because everyone I wanted to see on Friday was played in the Galaxy tent. So the Galaxy tent's the big one. They got 4 stages. Every single stage is in a tent. So 4 stages, Galaxy tent's the big one. And so I did, let's see, so I think it was graphics, yeah, graphics was on Friday. So that was the one where I'm like, alright, I am getting, like, as far forward as I can for this. I really want to be, like, as close to graphics as I can be. I really want to be into the set, and it went fairly well. Obviously, the no smoking in the tent was at least mostly followed. Not completely, but mostly. But the problem with the Galaxy tent, it's big enough for probably 3,000 people, I would say, is over the course of any given set, these hour-long sets, half the people aren't going to stay for the whole thing, and half of the people won't have been there for the start of it. So that means you're getting like 1,500 people that are coming in, 1,500 people that are coming out over the course of the set, which means if you're standing anywhere, you're just going to get bumped into every 10 seconds. There is always someone coming or going, and usually it's like a chain of people. Usually people aren't like coming or going alone. Some people are, by chance, but most of the time people are going in a group. And so you just have to find a way to not get bumped into, or you'll just get bumped into. So I was really enjoying graphics, but having to be distracted by that, like every 10 seconds somebody having to walk past me, it pretty much did ruin the set for me. I mean, like, I left it like after, I think, 40 minutes, so I stayed for more than half of it, but eventually just gave up. I was freaking rocking out though. Graphics was freaking awesome. Anyway, I'm totally like distracting myself and not playing super well because of it, but I transpose. Anyway, second day, everyone I really wanted to see was in the, with the exception of Metric, we'll get to that. Everyone else I really wanted to see was in the Lunar Tent for the second day. Lunar Tent, much smaller. Maybe you can fit 1,000 people, and it's 360, so there's just like maybe 200 people can fit like in that area behind the stage. So that was freaking awesome. So, especially because I got there before Hiraeth even got on. He was the first in the string of people I wanted to see. There was Hiraeth, into Makoto, into Calibre, into London Electricity, into DRS. So, like, obviously, holy crap. So, naturally, I got there before Hiraeth even went on. A guy called Natus was playing, or is it Natus? I don't know how to say it, but he was freaking great. I hadn't heard of him before. Or if I did, I forgot who he was, but he was freaking great. And I only caught, like, the last 15 minutes of him, though, but, like, I got, like, to the barricade, because it was pretty much empty there. So I just got all the way up to the barricade, stayed there for all the Makoto set and the Hiraeth set. I said that backwards. All the Hiraeth and Makoto set, and then by then my knees were not good enough, so I had to step out just after the beginning of Calibre. But it was freaking great. Nobody was smoking in the tent. Nobody was pushing by me, partially because I was in the front, partially because there was just less people. And my god, Hiraeth and Calibre had freaking fire sets. Freaking loved them, man. Anyway, sorry. Did I say Hiraeth and Makoto is what I meant to say. I don't know if that's what I actually said, but I was not into what Calibre was playing. There's some Calibre tracks I like. I think I've seen some snippets of his sets before that I liked, but I was not into what he was playing at this one. So I left after like 10 minutes, came back for like the last 5, and I still wasn't into it, so I'm like, alright. Surprisingly, didn't miss out on much there. You would think that would be a horrible thing to miss, but actually wasn't that bad. Anyway. So, after him was London Electricity, and we're back to holy shit mode. He was freaking incredible. The crowd was great too. It was so freaking good. I wasn't like at the barricade. Well, I was at the barricade. I was at the one on the side. I was like 90 degrees to him, way over. So, unlike the other two, I don't think you could see me, but freaking great set. And then similar strat for seeing Metric at the Galaxy stage later that day. I went all the way to the left and found, like, I was like at the barricade, but like nowhere near the artist because it was like way off to the side. But still, it was barricade. It was officially it was the barricade. There was a literal barricade there, so I was barricade way off to the left. But anyway, found a group of like a dozen strangers in that area, and we all just rocked the F out. We all knew the words to like everything he was playing that was his or graphics'. It was freaking awesome. So yeah, struggled to find clean air, but once I found it, my god was I having fun. Alright. Let's finish this off, get to level 10. Yeah, anytime I tried to watch anything from the Galaxy stage from like outside the tent, you could not do that because the main reason people leave the tent is to smoke. So all that area around the tent is smokers, so you have to be in the tent. So if you needed to sit down, good luck. I maybe should have just kept the Fiesta. Now I'm vulnerable to this guy attacking me. Alright, I'm alive. Alright, road mode, which is what we want for this showdown. I love the head-to-heads in this arena, as you can see by how easily I dominated them, but I don't so much like the showdown. I don't hate it, but I don't know, it's not my favorite, it's not my best. We'll see how I do here. So I think those are the main things I have to say. I think Festerful experience overall, 6 out of 10 at best. Oh, and I forgot one thing. Sunday, Rhea played. I was like, yeah, that'll be cool to see her. I did not realize how much I was going to freaking love her. She's freaking awesome. And she's the one artist that actually, like, visually interacted with me over the stage. Like, I was at the stage place, like, 90 degrees from where she was playing, and she, at about halfway through the set, actually looked over at me. She saw how big I was smiling, she gave me a big smile. I gave her a thumbs up, she returned it, all in like 3 seconds. It was freaking awesome. I am her fan for life now. I love her so much for that, and for what she was playing, and now we're listening to her album from a couple years ago. This is called Two Sides to Everything is the album. Alright, final showdown. Let's focus. Alright, this is gonna make me wish I was in track mode, but we'll live. Alright, trick here, do not cut the grass. If you cut through the grass, you will crash into fences and lose a ton of speed. Alright. Second right here. Yeah, I wish I was in track mode. Whew. That was tough, but we get the win. Alright, didn't have to tell any of that story twice. Thanks for watching, hope you like the new high-quality recording. That's win 201.